Kumusta? Kumusta? Welcome to the J. Roga Show podcast, the first conservative podcast in the Philippines. We are protecting the Filipino family from woke ideology. At ano ang topic natin today? Itong episode na ito, aminin ko, I'm re-recording this episode dahil may version itong episode wherein medyo let's say, hindi ako friendly dun sa version na yun ng episode. But there have been developments and I'm talking about yung serye natin with UST because last week pinag-usapan natin ang UST and I commented dun sa UST Concilium Philosophiae na website. They greeted a happy Pride Month. And then of course, may konting disappointment ako sa UST because ginawa ito ng Lasal, ginawa ito ng Ateneo, and I'm not expecting UST to do this. And in fairness, hindi naman yung buong UST ang bumati ng Happy Pride Month. I think I said in the episode na an org, which is the Concilium Philosophiae, ang bumati ng Happy Pride Month. But may development dito. And by the way, I'm wearing my UST shirt. And ito ay UST Engineering Alumni Association shirt. Dahil mahal na mahal ko ang UST. So let me share yung kanilang statement. So may bago silang statement. And here it is. Sabi niya, we hear you. Thank you for your responses to our previous post, and we appreciate the support of others for the cause. However, upon observation, we notice that there are many who wish to voice out opposing views, and these are very much welcome too. Thank you. Thank you sa pag-welcome ng opposing view namin. As the sole organization representing the Philosophy Society of the UST Faculty of Arts and Letters, the organization gravitates towards an open and safe space for dialogue and discussion. Sure, yeah. Nag-comment nga ako dito sa post na ito ng ating Soji Bill dialogue with a pro-Soji advocate. I just want to show that pwede mong pag-usapan ang mga hot button issues na ito ng civil. So sabi dito, to ensure a positive and productive environment, we encourage everyone to engage in thoughtful and respectful dialogue and even when discussing sensitive topics. Which is, dapat nga, dahil if you're a philosophy society, maraming mga iba't ibang philosophies na nagtutunggali, di ba? And bilang isang philosophy society, dapat masanay kayo na may mga iba't ibang philosophies na kumukontra sa isa't isa. And you at some point need to learn how to talk about them respectfully. So sabi dito, in fact, listening carefully to the needs of others, they're quoting male and female, he created them. Sabi dito, in fact, listening carefully to the needs of the other, combined with an understanding of the true diversity of conditions, can lead to a shared set of rational elements in an argument and can prepare one for a Christian education rooted in faith that throws a new light on everything, manifests God's design for man's total vocation, and thus directs the mind to solutions which are human. Yun. So, disclaimer, this statement reflects the values of the Concilium Philosophiae student body and is not an official statement of the University of Santo Tomas, its philosophy department, the Faculty of Arts and Letters, and any other department within the university. Okay. Understood. And thank you for this statement. Ayun. So, I guess ang big question then is siguro before nga pala dun sa meat ng episode natin, which is hindi talaga ito yung meat ng episode natin. Ang gusto kong pag-usapan sa episode na ito is how do we really navigate in this whole month of pride na dinesignate ng secular world. How do Catholics navigate this Pride Month? How should we respond to our brothers and sisters with same-sex attraction or gender dysphoria? So yun ang meat ng episode natin. Pero before that, gusto ko lang din sabihin that UST, even nung nandun ako sa UST, nung nag-aaral ako, has always been quote-unquote gay-friendly. Yeah, I think gay-friendly ang UST before. Si John Lapus, nag-aaral na siya dun sa UST nung nandun ako. And very friendly ang lahat kay John Lapus. I don't think everyone's discriminating against him. Pati si Aiza Sigera sa Conservatory of Music, na kakasalubong ko si Aiza sa conservatory every now and then dun sa hallways. And I think friendly ang UST to those who identify as LGBT. In fact, sa College of Fine Arts nga, sa CAFA, although hindi pwedeng magsuot ng pambabae ang mga lalaki who seem to identify as a woman, they have the liberty to modify their uniforms, yung male uniforms, para maging komportable sila. And makikita mo nga yung modifications, sobrang fit ng iba, sobrang slim, yung pants, baston na baston, tsaka yung pantaas, parang pambabae. Pero yung theme niya is pang male students. So I think UST, especially CAFA sa Fine Arts, College of Architecture and Fine Arts, allows that. And aside from that, gusto ko ding sabihin sa mga nakikinig ngayon na naalala ko yung time when hindi controversial ang mga pride marches like these. And that's because ang pinaglalaban lang ng mga kapatid natin sa LGBTQ plus community before is not to be bullied. And if yun yung pinaglalaban nila hanggang ngayon, I think it's easy to side with you on that. Dahil sino ba naman ang may gustong nabubuli? And I would go as far as to say na kapag ang mga listeners ng podcast na ito or viewers, nakita kayo ng someone from the LGBTQ plus community na binubuli, ipagtanggol nyo. Okay? I think I'll do the same kapag nakita ko in front of me ng someone from the LGBTQ plus community na binubuli. I'll be the first one na magtatanggol dito sa taong ito because that's obviously wrong. Okay? Yung physically na binubuli. Okay, so aside from that, ayun, so na-mention ko na si John Lapus, si Aiza Sigera, yung mga CAPA students. Ang pinagbabawal lang sa UST, I think, is bawal yung mag-holding hands ang dalawang lalaki. So bawal din yung PDA sa heterosexual students, at heterosexual couple. Much more sa homosexual couple. So correct me if I'm wrong kung ito pa rin yung policy. But I remember sa UST, bawal ang PDA or holding hands ng magkasintahang of the same sex. Pero hindi naman pinagbabawal yung private lives na outside the campus. Wala nang pakialam ang UST doon. Ayan. So, okay. So, may gusto akong panoorin kasi ang episode natin is how do we respond to Pride Month? And ang ganda ng sinabi ng kaibigan nating si Jason Evert tungkol dito. And by the way, kung gusto nyo ring malaman kung paano mag-respond to people with same-sex attraction, we had past episodes kung saan in-interview natin si Father Franz Dison. Search nyo lang yon sa podcast. Nandun yun sa Spotify. And for someone na may gender dysphoria, nandun din yung episode natin with Jason Evert. So, panoorin nyo din yon. Marami tayong tips doon on how Catholics can navigate on these situations. So, panoorin natin itong Jason Everett interview na ito. Here you go.
You know, in this article, you also say that Pride Month can be a great time to talk to children or others about same-sex attraction. And you encourage us not to, quote, hide in a bunker until July comes. Tell us more.
Yeah, well, we need to understand, obviously, our primary role as parents, we're the primary sex educators, not the school, not the government, not even the church. It's our role to speak into these subjects. And obviously, we need to do it in an age-appropriate manner. Our children have a right to their innocence, and we obviously want to prolong that as long as we can. But when all these rainbows are thrown in our face and our kids start asking questions, we need to realize, okay, I don't really want to discuss this now, but maybe this is a teachable moment. I was at a department store, and my kids, the clerk there, was presenting as female, though he was male. Now, this is obviously a different issue than homosexuality, but similar. And the kid's like, you know, what do we do? How do we react? And I said, well, here, just watch me. And I said to the guy, how are you doing today? You know, having a good night? And I just treated him like a human being. And then I sat down with the kids and we had a discussion about what gender dysphoria was. I wasn't planning on discussing that with my elementary school kids, but it was thrown in our face. And now's an opportunity to learn how to respond, not only with the mouth of Christ, or I want to give them the truth, but with the eyes of Christ, the ears of Christ, to treat this person as a human being, not just some problem that needs to be debated.
Yeah, that sounds like you definitely had a teachable moment there. And
All right. So, yeah. Kung kasama mo ang kids mo, and binakita kayong someone who's a trans-identified person, that's one way to go about it. Basta pakita nyo lang na they're human beings as well, di ba? So, yun yung message ni Jason Everett. And there are more. Meron pa. So, let me show this. Nasa bandang dulo na ito ng EWTN episode with Jason Everett. Search nyo lang to, how the faithful should navigate tough conversations during Pride Month. So, ito pa yung dinagdag niya.
Brace.
Definitely an interesting perspective. Jason, any final thoughts?
Yeah, I would, if you've got people in your life who experience same-sex attractions, I mean, love these individuals. Don't treat them like second-class citizens of the church. You know, you might be, as they say, the only Bible they ever get to read. And so love them, perplex them with your love. Like, wait a minute, I know that person's Catholic, but they love me. I thought those people hated us. And so let's lead in with love during this month so that they know that Christ is inviting them to intimacy, not offering them a life devoid of that. And so if you got questions on that, you know, our website's chastity.com, and we've got lots of resources for parents as well as young.
All right. So, salamat, Jason. Ayun. So, just love that individual. And yun din sinabi sa atin ni Father Franz Dison when we interviewed him about this. Tratuhin mo lang kung paano mo tinatrato ang iyong kaibigan. And with that said, nice ko lang din i-share itong post mula sa Archdiocesan Shrine of Our Lady of Loreto. And this is a good post. So, obviously, Pride Month themed siya. Pero basahin natin. Hubileo para sa LGBTQIA+. Bilang patuloy ng pagdiriwang ng taon ng Hubileo at ng sektor ng ating pamayanan dito sa ating parokya, aming inaanyayahan ang mga kasapi ng sektor ng LGBTQIA+ sa isang parish consultation o kamustahan. So sinabi kung kailan yon at sinabi dito yung layon. Ito po ay naglalayon na magsagawa ng isang bukas na dialogo sa patuloy na pakikipag-ugnayan sa iba't ibang sektor ng ating parokya at pamayanan. Sa mga interesado, magtungo lamang sa nasabing araw. Maraming salamat po. So, makikita nyo, although meron siyang rainbow theme, well, hindi naman dapat kasi minomonopolize ng Pride events ang rainbow because sino bang unang gumamit ng symbol ng rainbow but si God sa kanyang covenant with Noah. So mapapansin nyo may rainbow theme din siya. Pero hindi bumabati ng Pride Month. Hindi siya nag-succumb dun sa tawag ng mundo na Pride Month itong buong buwan na to. And at the same time, ang pinopromote niya is yung Jubilee. Because Jubilee year ngayon. And ano nga ba kapag tinawag na Jubilee year? Diba ang Jubilee is extending mercy? Diba? Whenever there's a Jubilee year sa mga Israelites, dito nagkakaroon ng higit na kapatawaran. At dahil sa Jubilee year ngayon, we just want to extend God's love dun sa mga taong hindi na aabutan nito. And of course, yung sector ng society na ito is yung mga kapatid natin sa LGBTQIA+. We don't want them to live a life that's a lie, di ba? Because for example, yung person who identify as trans, we want them sana that they live a life of truth. They love their bodies, di ba? Instead of hating their bodies and wanting it to be the other sex. Dun sa persons who identify as who has same-sex attraction, we pray and we hope that they live a life of chastity. Dahil walang patutunguhan ang buhay na hedonistic and only sineserve mo lang ang iyong desires, di ba? So we want to point them to Christ. And that's why whenever I talk about this, lagi kong gustong tuldukan with an invitation to Courage Philippines. So sa mga nakikinig dito, persons who identify as LGBT, give it a chance. Umattend kayo sa initiation, sa mga welcoming seminars ng Courage Philippines. Message nyo sila. Then they'd respond. And before I record this episode, may nag-message din sa akin a person who have same-sex attraction, who's well in the LGBTQ+ community, but medyo hindi na niya gusto yung nangyayari sa community dahil sinisiraan maging ang simbahang Katoliko. And yun nga, ang dami kong natatanggap actually na messages from persons who identify as LGBTQ+, who really appreciate what we're doing here sa podcast. And shout out sa inyo. You know who you are. Kung nag-message kayo, you know who you are. Kaya salamat sa message mo. Sa message nyo. Marami sila actually. Hindi ko lang ma-share yung mga pangalan because they want to remain anonymous. But they exist. May mga persons who identify as LGBTQ+, who really want to know Jesus and who wants to experience God's love for them. Because, of course, we're all children of God. And we're all sinners. Ako, iba lang naman yung struggles ko, di ba? Kesa sa struggles nyo. And kailangan natin ang ating Panginoon sa buhay natin. Kaya, ito'y isang paanyaya sa inyo. Gaya ng sinabi ni Jason Evert sa mga persons na sa mga taong nakakasalamuha ng mga persons who identify as LGBTQ+, treat them as a friend, treat them as a human being dahil malay mo, kayo lang pala yung Bible na makikita nila sa buong buhay nila. Kayo lang ang representative ni Kristo na makikita nila sa buhay nila. So, yun lang. This has been another episode of the J. Aruga Show. At the end of the day, it will be night. Goodbye. Hi, this is J. Aruga of the J. Aruga Show. If you like what you just saw, please consider subscribing and smash that like button. We'll need all of your help to take back the culture from this ideological colonization of the West. Thank you.